Shares of Southwest, though, what they're doing this morning is falling. The airline cutting its first quarter forecast for revenue per available seat mile, citing the grounding of its Boeing 737 MAX jets. As well, there is going to be a hearing on Capitol Hill today regarding airline safety, that in the wake of the two fatal crashes involving Boeing 737 MAX jets. The Senate Commerce Subcommittee on Aviation and Space is going to look at the safety of the commercial air transportation system and ways that it can be improved. Most likely also going to look at this somewhat controversial, at least one that a lot of people weren't aware of, Jim, where Boeing employees are a part of the inspection process or the approval process. Right. There are many reasons why Boeing says that's fine, but it was a bit of a surprise, I think, to some people who may not have been as familiar with that change that took place not that long ago.
Outsource it from the regulators.
Yes.
Yeah, it did seem, I don't know, ill-advised.
Perhaps.
A lot of people think. But now, Southwest Air, David, has been snake bit. There have been so many things that have gone wrong. And yet, can I just say that the stock is still hanging in somewhat gingerly because people still think that Warren Buffett is going to buy them, despite what you and I know about Warren Buffett's airline dalliance.
Yes, I remember it well. And it didn't go well. No. He said, I'd never invest in another airline.
And I don't think that Southwest, Southwest to me
now, by the way, I'm trying to remember, that was US Air, right?
Yeah. I think Southwest
Julian Robertson also
everybody got close. That was just a grim reaper.
I remember that one.
But I would say that Gary Kelly does a great job, and this is obviously not their fault. They have a huge number of Maxes coming to them. But, you know, if you pay up for the safety, I think that people feel that it's... I don't hear anyone saying that the change is bad. Change might take the place of what the problem is.
No, that would be a good thing, without a doubt.
Right.
What do you do about Southwest today? Look, in the pre-market, not looking down that much, but
I'm saying this thing, people are saying this is going to be okay. I think it should be down a couple more because I say that. Why do I say that? David, because it's up 5% for the year.
Right.
Should it really be up, given what's happened to it? The only one that has really been terrific, by the way, is United Airlines. Jeez. And a lot of that is, it's coming down. Wow. David, this group is awful. It's back to 6 to 7 PE again. It's almost in Taylor Brands territory. It's at 4 times earnings. Taylor Brands is 4 times earnings. You're going to like the way you lose money. What?
What about Boeing itself? You know, I think today they're flying pilots or flown some pilots to Seattle to continue to train them on the new software for the 737 MAX. It's another step along the way here in terms of trying to get everybody up to speed in an effective way.
I've not seen a forecast cut. I've not seen that, and that's what drives the stock. And there's been no forecast cut. So I can see why analysts are anxious to recommend the stock. It's still up very big. It's amazing. This is another one. It's got China worries and safety worries, and it just doesn't come in. Maybe the wave of IPOs, but it's up 15% for the year, David. I mean, there are companies that would kill to be up 15%.
I know.
I mean, Boeing is just a horse.
Despite all,
people want to buy the stock so badly.
Do they? And why is that?
Because they've got a backlog for at least for 20 years. The Chinese would like to
get away from that. But if that backlog no longer includes a lot of orders for the 737 MAX,
that's why I say we have not seen backlog cut. We've not seen forecast cut. Am I recommending it? I think that I'd like to see it again. Like, let it go, let it come in. There's no hurry to own, but what's going to happen tomorrow? It's going to be like,
hey, with this, you get a hearing as well. It's certainly not going to be.
Right. Dennis Bolenberg. I'd love him to come on.
Yep.
I think he would be terrific to come on. Just say,
I would assume he will when he's ready to, as we all know. But you've got to be, when you're in his position, you've got to be ready to answer all the tough questions.
Other than Greg Hayes, who would be here?
Say again?
United Technologies.
What about Greg Hayes?
Well, other than Greg Hayes, who would come on right now in the middle of a storm.
Greg Hayes will, and he'll tell you whatever it is he knows, and he'll be straightforward.
Why is Greg Hayes, now that Ledger can't talk because they're trying to get that deal done, what about Greg Hayes that makes him a fabulous, terrific guy who's confident and would come on TV?
That's true. But not that Muhlenberg is not all of those things, but typically you're going to be advised by your communications professionals not to sit down and answer
we should move on. That's really
just
neither here nor there.
No, it isn't. We'll give a little bit of background there, though, on the way these corporations think about communicating.